Good day! Welcome to my channel. This is Ma'am Lordiza, your maestra sa bukid. For today's video, we will be learning a new topic. A new topic to be discussed and learned. And today, we will be learning a persuasive text and its techniques. As you, students, mature as writers, it's important to give you the opportunity to write using a variety of formats. Persuasive writing helps you formulate specific reasons for your opinions and provides an opportunity to research facts related to your opinions. As you develop an understanding of how writing can influence or change others' thoughts or action, you can begin to understand the persuasive nature of the marketing you are exposed to through television, the internet, and other media. So here are the objectives. So this video is made for you to understand about the three modes of persuasion and the different persuasive techniques that are commonly used. The first objectives we have is to analyze the content and feeling levels of utterance in persuasive text and identify lines that express persuasion. I have here a pre-test for you to test your stock knowledge because all we know that we have already an idea or a prior ideas what is persuasive writing. To test you, I have here a question for you to answer. One is which of the following statements is true about persuasive writing? A. Persuasive writing is a non-fiction writing which to convince the reader to agree with the author about an issue. B. Persuasive writing is a fiction writing used to convince the reader to agree with the author about an issue or topic. Or C. Persuasive writing is used strictly for commercial scripts to convince the audience to buy company product. Or D. Persuasive writing is used to inform the reader about an issue. The author will provide the writer with both sides of the issue and allow the reader to take a side. The author will provide no facts favoring either side. So your answer is letter? Okay, it's letter A. Persuasive writing is nonfiction writing used to convince the reader to agree with the author about an issue. Very good. So let's have the next question. How do authors share their opinions about an issue through persuasive writing? A. Share their personal opinion. B. Support their opinion through the use of facts. Or C. Make up fiction information to trick the reader. And lastly, D. Share the opinions of others that are similar to theirs. A, B, C, or D? Your answer is letter B. Support their opinion through the use of facts. Later on, we will we will learn what are the techniques of this persuasive writing. Number 3 is what is the main intention of the author when writing a persuasive paper? So what are their intention? A. To convince the reader to write their own counter-argument. B. To raise awareness about the issues in the world. C. To convince the reader to agree with the author about an issue through the use of facts. Or D. To convince the reader to agree with the author about the issue through the use of fictional facts. A, B, C, or D? Your answer is letter? Alright, it's letter C, to convince the reader to agree with the author about an issue through the use of facts. Number 4, how many body paragraphs do you need at least in a persuasive writing? A. 5 paragraphs. B. 4 paragraphs. C. 3 paragraphs. Or D. 2 paragraphs. The answer is letter C. It's 3 paragraphs. 5. What does it mean to appeal to reason? To exclude emotive language from your writing. B. To support your points with evidence. C. To build your arguments logically while recognizing your audience as logical people. Or D. To appeal to a shared sense of morality. Your answer is letter. Very good. To support your points with evidence. What are the components of persuasive writing? A. Argument, details, thesis. B. Introduction, thesis statement, body paragraphs, conclusion. C. Topic sentence, details, concluding sentence. Or D. None of the above. The answer is letter Okay, introduction, thesis statement, followed by the body paragraphs, and last is the conclusion. Last question for the pretest. What might happen if you do not consider the needs of your audience? A. Your audience will be less likely to be engaged or be persuaded to change their minds. B. Your audience will argue with you. C. Your audience will certainly change their minds. And D. Your audience will be restless. The answer is letter? Yes, your audience will be less likely to be engaged or be persuaded to change their mind or to change their minds. So you have to consider your audience. Really. Now, what is persuasion? Persuasion is convincing others to change their point of view, agree to a commitment, purchase a product or service, or take a course of action. Oral and written persuasive skills are valued. Persuasion, this is an innate personality trait in some, but it's also a skill that can be learned and improved. Aristotle's modes of persuasion, otherwise known as rhetorical appeals, are known by names of ethos, pathos, and logos. They are means of persuading others to believe a particular point of view. They are often used in speech writing and advertising to sway the audience. Types of persuasive method. The first is we have ethos, sometimes called an appeal to ethics. Then, is used as a means of convincing an audience via the authority or credibility of the persuader or the person whose speech, be it a notable or experienced figure in the field or even a popular celebrity. The second type of persuasive method is we have the logos. Appeal to logic. No? From the word logo, logic, is a way of persuading an audience with reason using facts and figures. So these are the speaker here are using facts and figures to persuade their audience. Next is we have the pathos. Appeal to emotion is a way of convincing an audience of an argument by creating an emotional response to an impassioned plea or convincing story. Types of persuasive method. Here are the summary. First, we have ethos, which appeal to ethics. Logos, appeal to logic. And pathos, which appeal to emotion. The best way to understand how persuasive language can be used to convey a point of view is by reading persuasive techniques examples. Read the newspaper daily, particularly the editorials and opinion pages. This will not only help you keep abreast of current events, it will also help you develop the language skills necessary to do persuasive writing yourself. To sound persuasive in writing, authors use techniques in such daily language, statistics and facts, repetition, specific and precise language, calls to action, power words, and etc. All they need help to make text more interesting and memorable. Persuasive techniques. Alliteration means the repetition of words starting with the same initial consonant sounds to create emphasis. Example. And I can tell you it is distressing beyond words to watch an animal suffer like that and not be able to alleviate its agony. The highlighted words, those are the same initial consonant sound. Persuasive techniques. Next is we have emotive language. This is refers to words or phrases that change a sentence feel by evoking a particular emotional reaction from the reader. Example. But no! People from the bush were saying it is cruel to kill foxes with a potion that causes a slow, agonizing death. The highlighted words, those are the emotive language. Next is we have the expert opinion or the writer's opinion. Sometimes, writers will use expert's opinion or his opinion to give further weight to their argument. Example. A new research report by veteran doctors illustrates why. Because when kids are worried their parents will be told their private medical details, they simply don't go to the doctor. So as you can see, the highlighted words, those are the expert opinion. Next technique is we have here the inclusive language or personal pronouns. Using pronouns like we or our is often used to get our reader on side. Example. We might not like it, but our kids' right to confidential medical advice should take precedence over our right to know about it. Next is we have this simile or metaphor. Both used to compare one thing to another can help to persuade by describing. Example, simile. As dumb as a sack of hammer. Metaphor. She is a rose that blooms every morning. These are the example of simile and metaphor. Next techniques is this hyperbole uses extreme exaggeration to make a point or show emphasis. It is the opposite of underestimate and it is often used to show contrast or catch the reader's attention. Example. I am trying to solve a million issues these days.